Okay, let's jump right into this explainer for your ACCT 503 Fall 2026 syllabus with Dr. JP Park. Look, if you want to crush this graduate level MBA course, you really need to stop thinking of it as just another class. Instead, start treating it like a high stakes management project. You're the project manager now, and your ultimate deliverable? Mastering exactly how to use financial data to make high level business decisions.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering your online course environments, your weekly deliverables and cases, group presentations and evaluations, and finally, grading and key deadlines. Let's get right to it. Starting with Section 1, your online course environment. It's time to set up your digital headquarters. Since we're fully online, you've got to master this specific digital toolkit from day one. Canvas is basically your home base. It's where you're going to grab lecture videos, PowerPoint slides, and hand in all your work. You'll also need to hit that custom Harvard Business School link in the syllabus to grab your assigned readings and cases. And hey, even though we're completely virtual, Dr. Park is super accessible. You can easily book Zoom appointments with him whenever you need help untangling a tricky concept. Oh, and make sure your Microsoft Office 365 is fully updated. Excel and Word are going to be your absolute best friends here. Alongside those Harvard cases, you absolutely have to pick up the 12th edition of Accounting: What the Numbers Mean by Marshall, McManus, and Viale. This textbook is literally the foundation for everything you'll do, giving you the practice problems you desperately need before you start tackling the graded stuff. Moving right along to Section 2, Weekly Deliverables and Cases. Let's talk about executing your weekly project tasks. You're going to be juggling two really different kinds of deliverables. On one hand, you've got your textbook problem assignments. These are due every other week, you do them in Excel, and they're all about technical accuracy, just directly applying the raw concepts you read about. But on the other hand, you have your written case assignments. You'll do 6 of these plus 1 case presentation, and they are due every single week. This is where you put on your consultant hat. You have to type these up as highly concise memos in Word or Excel with a really strict limit of 2 paragraphs per question. You aren't just doing math here, you're actively defending your strategic recommendations in scenarios where there really is no single correct answer. Now, I really want you to listen to this number, 15%. A massive 15% of your entire case grade relies completely on professional presentation. Think about it. In the real business world, a brilliant financial analysis is totally useless if it's presented sloppily. Dr. Park takes that reality very seriously in this course. So how do you lock in that 15%? By treating these steps like gospel. Follow all the instructions and use your tech correctly. Wipe out every single spelling and grammar error. And this is key. Combine all your work into one single, well-organized file with clear headings and short, punchy sentences. If you ignore this and submit something that looks unprofessional, the syllabus explicitly warns that the highest grade you can possibly get on that assignment is an 85%. You're literally throwing away an A before Dr. Park even looks at your numbers. All right, on to Section 3, Group Presentations and Evaluations. We have to talk about managing team dynamics and accountability. Your group is going to deliver 2 major presentations this semester, and I want you to treat them like formal board reports. The first one tackles an assigned Harvard case, and the second is a deep dive financial statement analysis. You're going to use PowerPoint with voice recordings or something similar and get it submitted before the deadline so Dr. Park can post it to Canvas. The whole thing needs to be under 30 minutes. Make sure you introduce your team, provide the company's background, clearly outline the main issues, and decisively answer the prompt. And that leads us straight into your massive Week 9 deliverable. Your group gets to claim a real-world firm from a provided SEC Edgar list. We're talking heavy hitters like AMD, Alibaba, NVIDIA, or Tesla. Using their specific CIK numbers, you'll pull their actual financial statements. You'll dig into their history, evaluate their CEOs, apply all the analytical techniques you picked up in Week 7 and 8, and answer the questions from the Anandam case. Finally, you have to predict the firm's future outlook and pitch a concrete, actionable recommendation for stock market investors. Like I said, this is as real as it gets.
But look, with high-stakes team projects comes strict team accountability, and that is enforced through mandatory midterm and final peer evaluations. Which brings us to something we really need to address, the free rider. The syllabus defines this clearly: someone who obtains something without effort or cost. Essentially, a teammate who just coasts and fails to contribute to the actual work. 0. That is exactly what you could be facing if your group identifies you as a free rider. Even if it happens on the very last day of class, the penalties are incredibly severe, up to and including a 0 for the entire group portion of your grade. Just don't be that person. And accountability goes both ways here. You absolutely must submit your evaluations of your peers.
If you forget or just decide not to do the evaluations, you will automatically lose every single participation point for the entire semester. Seriously, do not leave free points on the table like that.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 4, Grading and Key Deadlines. Let's figure out your exact return on investment and map your milestones. So where exactly should you be investing your time? Well, the whole course is out of 540 points. You can easily see that group problem assignments and group written case assignments are the biggest slices of the pie, 140 points each. Group presentations and the final exam are worth 100 points each, and participation rounds it all out at 60 points. Basically, your day-to-day, high-quality group work is the engine driving your success in this class. And the grading scale itself? It is totally straightforward and firmly guaranteed. If you earn 90% of those 540 points, you automatically lock in an A. 80 to 89.99% gets you a B, and so on. No curves, no guesswork. Your output directly dictates your grade. Let's map out the semester so you can look ahead. Week 1 starts immediately with intro and accounting concepts. Your first problems are actually due August 25th. Then look at mid-October. Week 9 is absolutely massive because both your major firm analysis presentation and your midterm group evaluations are due. Week 16 wraps things up with your final group evaluations and the Wilkerson case, taking you right up to the finish line. And that finish line is your ultimate milestone, the comprehensive final exam. This bad boy will test absolutely everything you've learned about planning, controlling, and analyzing financial statements, and you'll take the whole thing right inside Canvas. December 9, 2026. Write that down, put it in your phone, burn it into your memory right now. That is the immovable deadline for your comprehensive final exam. You're totally responsible for hitting all your deadlines in this course, and remember, late work without a university-approved excuse gets 0 credit. So start planning your workload today so you're ready to go on December 9th. Well, your syllabus is demystified, your digital headquarters is up and running, and your project milestones are clearly mapped out. The path to an A is completely in your hands now. So, as future managers, I'll leave you with this one question. Are you ready to make the numbers mean something? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and good luck this semester.